It is such a beautiful day out, like the most beautiful day out, but it is also one of those bright, sunny days that is also really clammy, and humidity is not nice. Grateful for it, but not nice. It's a nice day to be out, but at the same time, it's not a nice day to be out. And I'm going to be walking a lot today, so yeah. I'm also thinking of getting an accent rug for the doorway. I think this is cute. But it's so hard to decide. What I always find so funny is that I take all the measurements that I need to take before coming. I still end up slightly confused. I don't know what is happening. It's like I think it'll fit, but then I'm also worried that it won't fit. I have to recalculate something. Because I don't want to risk buying a runner and have it not fit. Like, what am I going to do? You know? Okay. Thank you. You too. I made it back about 2 hours ago, but and when I came back, I wanted to set my camera down and do bringing things into the apartment. I wanted to film that, but I was so tired when I got out of the car and brought the things upstairs that I didn't have any energy. So I have fed myself. I have taken a really good 20-second nap, which is one of the things I consider to be a blessing, is the fact that for some reason I'm now one of those people who can close my eyes and start to take a nap, and as long as that nap doesn't exceed 30 minutes, I'm usually good. I wake up exactly when I'm supposed to wake up. So yeah, I'm well rested now. It has been a long day, and I don't even think it's just 6. So there's still a little bit of day left. I got almost everything that I wanted to get and a little bit more. There were some things that I couldn't get from the store because I couldn't carry them. And those are the 2 bookcases that I wanted to get. I'm getting 2 new bookcases and a cabinet that's supposed to go in my entryway. Those 2, I just placed the order in store and they're going to ship it to me because there's absolutely no way I could have carried those by myself. So I also wanted to get the runner for my entryway, something that's supposed to go on the floor, in the hallway here. And it was a struggle. You saw how much I struggled in store. I still didn't get why. I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. And I don't think it's difficult to get. I think IKEA just doesn't have a lot of good options. It just didn't have anything that felt I don't want to buy something just to buy something. I do want what I get to fit well with the new look of the entryway. And so I just decided, let me not try to force myself to buy something just to make it fit, because I'm fine with waiting till I'm halfway done, till I get the full look of what the entryway is going to look like when I'm done. And then I can buy something that I think would go with the flow. I don't want to, jump the gun. Since I'm not too sure, it was just becoming a huge thing. I didn't want it to stay a huge thing. So I just yeah, stopped. But overall, successful day. Most of the things that I got today are for the entryway. So this is really old and I just sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Someone's coming to pick it up. Same thing with this shelf that I've had for years. And yeah, this is kind of what the entryway looks like now. It's kind of plain. It's been this way for a while. So that's what I'm working on making over. And the other things that I got are like regular upkeep things. I got some new pillows. And usually when I go to IKEA, I try to get candles. If they have new candles, new scents, I like to try those. I got some hangers. I always get lint rollers or like lint roller replacements whenever I go to IKEA also. And I like to get bulbs as well and batteries. They're like things that are important to have at home. So when I know that we're running out, I just make sure that I make a list and replace them. But besides the regular household items, I also got some artwork. This one I really liked, and this is the one that I had to go pick up from Target. And I forgot the name of the artist, but I follow her on Instagram, and I really liked it. First time I saw it, I really liked it. So I ordered it online and went to pick it up. I think it will go really well here. This is where I'm thinking of putting it, like on this wall here. This huge one. Might actually be the biggest print that I've ever bought. It's a picture. It's artwork, but it's a print. It's a whole picture. I think it's the biggest thing that I have, the biggest print that I have in the house right now. And I want to put it there, right at the entryway. It's exactly where I think it'll go. It'll be great. The only thing that is bigger is maybe this picture that my brother took. They might actually be the same size. I'm not sure. I would have to measure them to see, but I know this is pretty big. They might just be around the same size, which is 24-36. When it comes to shopping for home decor, there are 3 things that I do all the time that make the process borderline seamless. Like it's always going to be, hard work to find the things that you want, but there are 3 things that I always do that I recommend, especially if you're not an expert at shopping for decor or furniture for your apartment. And the first is make a list. This is my list. This is actually my home decor, like sketch it book. And I really do this for every creative thing that I do. I always have like a small notebook where I'm just jotting the thoughts as it comes. So that way, when I'm looking for inspiration, I'm not just pulling things out of thin air. I'm not going from like person to person or from like video to video, trying to figure out what fits what I want. This is one thing that I always do. So if you already write out your ideas of things that you think maybe doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to think of what would I want my space to look like, to feel like? Do I want it to be warm? Do I want the colors to lean a little colder? What kind of feel do I want to? I go with how I feel in my apartment. I don't really go for it. I don't go aesthetic first. I go feeling first. How don't feel in the apartment? And then I kind of go from there. And then I think of how will my interest, how will my personality show in the space that I'm in, right? So based on those, I end up whittling down to a list of things that I want to buy or maybe want to make in my case. Yeah. But from that, you make a list. Do not go shopping for home decor without a list of things that you want to get. Otherwise, you will overspend and you might end up getting something that you maybe don't even like. And that would be unfortunate. Now, if you're the kind of person, for example, my brother is the kind of person who, if he comes home and he's gotten something that he doesn't like, he has no problem. He's very quick with, returning. I find the idea of having to return something that I've bought exhausting. I don't like to do that. It seems like an extra chore for me. So I try to avoid that. But if you don't mind, bringing something that you maybe won't like into your apartment and then having to return it, then, do whatever you want. But if you want to minimize that, always make a list and always take measurements. Even if you don't make a list, take measurements. You don't want to buy something and then come home and find out that it doesn't fit. It's such an inconvenience. Avoid that as much as possible for yourself. Make a list of what you want and take measurements of your space and map out, have a measurement for what you want to buy, right? Don't go into the store and then start trying to figure out the thing will be big enough in the store. I don't know how people do that, but I know I've seen people do it. It stresses me out. So yeah, number one, whenever you have an idea for your vision, just put it out somewhere, write it down somewhere. So that way it's not just existing in your head and you're not scared that you're going to forget it. You're not under pressure to keep it in your mind. Put it out somewhere. If you can create a vision board, if that's something that works for you, do that. And number two, make a list of things that you need. And then underneath the things that you need, list the things that you want. And number three, measurements. Measure, measure, measure. Even if you think it's going to be inconsequential, like you know you don't need a measurement for it, I would still measure. Just know how big, like know at least what kind of space you're working with and what can fit in that space. Have a general idea if you don't want to get too specific. Yeah, that is something that has helped me over the years, and I know it'll be helpful to you too if that's something that you didn't know. Yeah. So you're welcome. But that is about it for me today. I will wait for the other stuff to get delivered, and then I will have a bunch of furniture to set up and put together. It's a lot of work, but it is work that I like. So yeah. Today is a date that the last of my orders and what I ordered in store is getting delivered. So that is exciting. I'm excited about that. But before they come, just ignore everything that is happening in the background. Before they come, I wanted to share a good resource with you for, why is there a fly in here? I wanted to share a resource with you if you're someone who is now getting into like decorating their own space. And you know, I think most DIYers are people who either love DIYing, like designing their apartments themselves, or people who are on a very tight budget, maybe can't afford the big thing or can't afford to have someone else do it, so they end up doing it themselves. I am somewhere in between those two. I definitely enjoy doing it, but sometimes it's also like the most cost-effective way, even though it is time consuming. You know, you can definitely make the argument that the time you spend doing the thing is also, you know, like this is an expense. It's, you know, because time is a huge resource, but not the point. The point is, if you want to get into all of that, a good resource is Home Sweet Rented Home. And if you're a renter, yes, Home Sweet Rented Home by Medina Grillo. She's, I'll put her Instagram and her TikTok on the screen here, but she is an online DIY creator, and I've been following her for a couple of years now. She has really taken the time to document everything that she's learned about what it means to be a renter, a DIYer, an interior designer, like a personal interior designer. She has taken the time to put all that knowledge in a book, and I've had this for a while. I've had it about 2-3 years now, I think 2 years, and it's definitely been helpful. You know, something that you can get started on if that's something that you're interested in doing and you don't want to, you know, sleuth on the internet. It has all been put for you in one place, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Now I don't have a watch, but yeah, waiting for them to come. Excited.
Me van 4. Me andaban 5 a la izquierda. Take this. Take it. Yeah, no. Two signs. One. Okay.
Thank you. The thing with what I only think is undiagnosed ADHD is that as soon as these packages arrive, like I just want to open it and get started. I want to open it and, like, in my mind, what am I waiting for? You know, what's the point? What exactly am I waiting for? But I am waiting for something. I can't just start putting things together. Like, I have a whole list of steps. But then I just get so impatient. You know what I'm saying? With 2 words. Willpower. Actually, I think that's 1 word. I'm going to have to wait a couple of days, mostly because I need to let the people who bought like the old things come and pick up those things first. Otherwise, I'll just have like a bunch of furniture lining the hallway here. So these are 2 new bookcases. They are Billy bookcases, and they come with, I ordered them with extensions. The actual bookcase goes up to about 70 something inches, I think 76 inches, and the extenders are what take the bookcase up to 93 inches high. If you've seen some of my previous videos, I had explained that I didn't want to like go all out and just replace all the bookcases at once, but it just made more sense for me to order them in time and kind of phase the smaller bookcases out. I'm impatient, but I'm also patient, I guess, is the lesson here. And then this is a new organizer slash shoe slash storage cabinet that's going to go into the entryway reorganization makeover thing that I'm doing for my next videos. And there's one other thing in the box that I actually don't know what it is. I'm going to have to open it and find out. My guess is it's shelf support. Okay. I know what it is. They are L-shaped brackets that go under a floating shelf. I remember getting this. Just temporarily forgot. A friend sent me this canvas frame holder, and I haven't decided on which artwork I'm going to put in it yet, or even where I'm going to put it. But I thought that that was really sweet. I love it. It's a really generous, really thoughtful gift. Love it. And last but not least are these two items. These are two wallpapers. Well, this is a very hefty roll of wallpaper, plain wallpaper that I'm going to be using in the entryway. And this one are like boohoo style wall decals. Actually, not boohoo, more like it's a mix of boohoo, mixed modern century type wallpaper and wall decals that I'm going to be mixing and using to design the entryway. And I think that's about it. The only other thing that I don't have, and I actually haven't ordered yet, I'm not really in a rush to do that, is a replacement for wall hooks that I need to replace these. I know you can see this is really big. It's really, really big. And we've had it for about 2 years. And the reason why it's there is because someone's coming to pick it up, actually. This is where it used to be. It used to stand here. I guess technically it still does stand here. This is where it used to be. And it's such a small, like it's a tight space. You have to go around the corner, like once you come into the apartment. It's a really tight space. And I didn't account for that 2 years ago when I bought that hanger, because it's not a big problem in like the summer, like right now. But in the winter, we have jackets hanging here. So it just makes the corner like look really bulky, and you have to like maneuver your way around it. But I think having wall hooks, like something like adhering to the wall, will just make space. That's where my head is at. As for the other plans for the makeover that I want to do in the entryway, I have sketches around that I had to make so that I would know what I wanted to get. But I'm going to make an actual plan tonight to make sure that I know exactly what I'm going to be doing, because I need that in order to start the work. I don't know how anybody else's brain works, but I need that like step by step, do this, do this, do this. I'm going to do that tonight, and then actually see how long this entire thing is going to take. So now I feel like I have a blank slate to work with. All the bookshelves that I wanted to get rid of, well, not get rid of, pass on to someone else, having picked up by the people who bought them, or just who wanted to take them off my hands. And as you can tell from yesterday, I've gotten most of the books off the shelf, which is good. It is it is the least enthusiastic part for me, because there's a lot of like standing and bending and standing and bending involved. It is really not good on my back. So my camera literally died in the middle of that sentence, but what I was going to say is now I can get to the fun part, which is filling the blank space back up. As you can see, the living room is currently like covered with books on both sides, and even like slightly around the corner and some places in my bedroom. But yeah, that part though, the actual like reorganizing my bookcase, I'm saving for another video. What we're going to do now is set up some of the furniture that I have to work on. I'm going to change out of my work clothes and and begin. Yeah. really pregnant. It's a disaster. Okay, so I've definitely made it as far as I'm going to tonight. I built the bare bones of the shoe cabinet and the bottom part of one of the shelves, but I'm going to continue in the morning and just kind of show you how far I made it. But this is as far as I'm going tonight. I need to get some rest. It is the weekend, but I still need to pace myself. So, but yeah, it's a job well done. Okay, so I got it done. I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 new Billy bookcases, and they took about an hour, well, an hour and a half to put all 4 together. And honestly, by the time I got to the third one, I was doing it without the manual. So they're pretty easy to put together, which is one of the reasons why I really like them. They are also functional, but it's going to take a couple of days before I get to putting the books on together, because that is a whole task in and of itself, and I have a long work week ahead of me. Work by work, I mean like my 9 to 5. So that might take a while, but all the furniture is all put together, including the furniture in the entryway, the ones for the entryway. But that is an entirely different video. I just wanted to make sure before I went into the other week that I at least had all the furniture put together, and it was only organization and like design stuff that I had to do. But those things are going to be in my other like home update videos that I have coming up, and I truly cannot wait to get started on all the other setup things that I have to do. But my apartment is coming together, and that is a very good feeling. It's taken a really long time, about 2 years, to get my apartment to where it currently is, but little by little it's getting done. So thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments section. This was fun. This was so much fun.